Isaiah King Jr. won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens. He did what he said he would do, but his contract was expired. He was allowed to go into free agency, and he's decided where he's going to be playing in this brand new season in 2022. And that team happens to be the Arizona Cardinals, another young team with a young coach who has a lot of different ideas, with a young quarterback, scramble, who can throw like crazy. Got a pretty decent defense out there that's going to need a little bit of work, but a guy like Isaiah taking on the workload, being the featured back out there, see a lot of promise in their future. You already know what it is. For the goals we set each year, Madden only lets you have a couple, so you can have 13 touchdowns or you can have 1,400 yards. We're going to set 1,400 yards again. New offense, new team, new division, a whole lot of different things. See how it works out. To give you guys a good look at the roster, Isaiah is the highest rated player on the entire team by far. They still do have David Johnson, but word is they're trying to get rid of him. He is 30 years old now, and they have a new young running back to take over the load now. So Christian Kirk is the best wide receiver. Buda Baker is still here. Sena Nuwasu is still here. Byron Murphy, James Daniels, and Kyler Murray hasn't progressed like a crazy amount, but he's got 91 speed, 92 acceleration. He's an 82 overall so far. He's going to be just fine. We have a decent second receiver here in Andy Isabella, so there's potential here. There's a lot of speed on offense, and we'll use that to our best advantage. Now that we know where Isaiah is going to be playing next season, he has departed from the Baltimore Ravens again. We want to look and see what his new team, the Arizona Cardinals, have done in the draft. So their first round pick, number 24 overall, get a 69 overall right end out of Toledo. They also get a halfback, which you don't really need him, considering you have Isaiah King now. Alec Kirkpatrick, a quarterback, who probably won't see the light of day. Renzo Atkinson, a corner. And they get a center in Lucas Shepard out of Ohio, who probably won't play either. From an equipment standpoint, not a lot has really changed for Isaiah, but we had to switch a couple things up. So, got a shooter sleeve over there on his right arm. Rocking some new cleats, the Air Jordan Retros. Outside of that, gloves stayed the same. I want to know what you guys think of this look. Is it good? Is it fire? Is it trash? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think, and maybe we'll make an adjustment of what Isaiah's game wardrobe looks like after that. And if you're wondering if there have been any players that have moved teams, Leighton Vander Esch is one of the largest players, or highest overall players, move, and he goes to the Patriots of all teams. And outside of that, the only other really big moves that we can find are Darius Geis goes to the Patriots, and Leonard Fournette has decided to go to the Bucs. And really, most people have stayed similar teams from the previous season. But with all of the speculation going on this entire offseason, it is finally time to see what Isaiah King Jr. and the Arizona Cardinals can do against Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. It is going to be tough. You're seeing Isaiah go out there against Christian McCaffrey, who has proven himself as being one of the best young running backs in the league. But Isaiah says, look, there's one guy out there who is the MVP candidate, who is the best rushing running back of all time, him. One thing to keep an eye out for with Isaiah is that he is a brand new playbook that he had to learn this offseason, so you could expect him to possibly get off to a little bit of a slow start. A lot of this season, though, while it is on Isaiah's shoulders, is him being the new guy in town. It's also on Kyler Murray to see how he really progresses. And so far, that wasn't his best decision-making ever. 3rd and 11 coming up. We saw a little bit of trash talk from Luke Keith in that last play. Kyler Murray drops back. He's got Isaiah. He finds him. Isaiah's moving out here, follows his blockers, jukes around, and he's going to be, it looks like, a yard shy of the first down marker, but a nice connection from him and Kyler. The Panthers got the ball back as well, and as you can tell, they did literally nothing with it. Vardy's going to kick one pretty deep out here to the right-hand side. Isaiah's going to field it inside his own 10. Got some moves, trying to see what he did in the offseason, and Isaiah's in for a rude awakening as they deliberately destroy him there. So a lot of runs out of shotgun last time for Arizona. We're going to see what they do this time for Isaiah. Looks like they're going to keep him in similar fashion, and he's still doing pretty well. And the big key, though, is what can Kyler Murray do in this offense? We saw that they ended up having about 10 wins last season without Isaiah. And Isaiah be the guy that puts them over the top. And Isaiah, unfortunately, is going to run into his own guy, but it kind of works out because they are going to get a face mask penalty right after that. So Isaiah, that looked bad, but then it turned into good for your team, so worked out. A costly mistake there from James Bradbury, adding 15 yards on what was already taken by the offense. Isaiah breaking out again, looking to get himself to the outside. He's going to get taken down about 2 yards shy of the line. It's an offensive line that looks pretty good. I mean, they're holding up against the Panthers, who put a lot of pressure on backfields pretty quickly. Isaiah again up the middle for a big chunk of yards, almost in the red zone. Kyler Murray sets his shotgun this time. Christian Kirk in the slot. Isaiah's going to move all the way across. This ball goes deep, and it hits the defender in the chest, but he can't pick it off. That was a scary moment for Arizona. They almost turned the ball over in what looks to be really good field position. Halfback draw. These have worked incredibly well. Isaiah carries 2 or 3 defenders down to the 16. And the 16-yard line, a pivotal 3rd down and 2 for this offense. They do not want to settle for a field goal. Try and get Isaiah to the edge. They got a couple of blocks here. Isaiah's going to take Luke Kuechly and says, excuse me, I don't care about your X factor. Got places to be. Perfect run for Isaiah there for the 5-yard line now. Kyler Murray gets a halfback toss back out to him on the opposite side of the field, but he's going to get gang tackled at the 8-yard line and lost to 3. Kyler takes his time, his shotgun, surveying the field a little bit on 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Isaiah moves over. Isaiah was over, but instead he's going to find Christian Kirk. It feels good to have a receiver as dynamic as Christian Kirk. Isaiah, Kyler, Andy Isabella, Christian Kirk. That is a group of people that are going to put up a lot of points in this offense. It's going to be up to the defense to hold up their end of the bargain, too. The new set of downs, Carolina, again, can do nothing on offense, and that's kind of beautiful for us right now. A different type of play here. Isaiah's going to move over to the right-hand side. Kyler Murray's got him. A nice little check down screen. Isaiah's got plenty of room to run. He's going to try to follow his blockers. They end up bringing him down at the 40, but kind of like that play a lot. And one of the most attractive things for Isaiah, and one of the reasons that he came to Arizona, is that they were planning to get him involved in the passing game a whole lot more with different style of plays than he was typically used to, and that was an example of one of them. Isaiah gets hit pretty hard by Luke Kuechly. The first quarter is wrapping up now. A pass here from Kyler Murray. Again, they're planning to get him involved early and often in the offense. And look at him breaking those tackles before Kuechly gets him again. Isaiah line up in the left-hand slot again. And Kyler bringing back over to the right-hand side now. Start of the 2nd quarter. Isaiah's going to sit down right again. The fake screen. Isaiah's going to go with it. Okay, we'll take it. And Luke Kuechly is all over it again. One thing we have seen so far today is that Luke Kuechly's going to be spying Isaiah the entire time. He said that if you go anywhere, Isaiah, I'll be following you every step of the way. Arizona winds up with a 3rd down and 4. 7 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter. Also a quick check down across the middle, but that is good enough for a 1st down as Christian Kirk hauls it in. 1st and 10 again. Now in motion here. Isaiah looking to go on the edge and throw a block. He blocks Luke Kuechly, but no one got, I believe, Brian Burns on that. That's part of what you're going to find in the first game. You've got to find ways to make this offense work, figure out what works, what doesn't, and then improve on all of that after that. But look at Isaiah again getting hit by Luke Kuechly. Short yardage situation here. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. They've been chewing a lot of clock so far. They're trying to chew a little bit more here as Isaiah bursts through the middle. The juke move has number 23 slipping. And Isaiah picks up even more to have 78 on the game so far. You can kind of feel it right now. The young fella is in the zone. X factor. Going another spin move. Doesn't go for a ton of yards and makes another defender look silly. 2nd down coming up. Kyler Murray rolls. Sees Isaiah. Isaiah's going to make sure he toe taps that one. Gets inside the 6-yard line, and we're in business yet again. With 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Isaiah's feeling pretty good. That X factor again. Going crazy. He's open. They go for the check down to the tight end. The tight end is going to go himself down to the 2-yard line, and we're still in a good spot. 2nd and goal from the 2. Isaiah's looking for the halfback toss. He's got it. Luke Kuechly, however, is everywhere and brings him down for a loss. That tackle by Kuechly, an important one at that, was his 1200th of his career. Guy, when he's on the field, it's incredible. Isaiah's trying to get to the edge. He spins the wrong way, and all of a sudden, a drive that had so much promise ends up in complete failure. It's field goal time. And despite with their territory, they end up not being able to get anything to go on 4th down. They miss the field goal, and well, here they are, back out again, trying to get something to go. Andy Isabella's going to catch that one. And Arizona's going to use their first timeout of the half. Again, timeouts, you can't take them into the 2nd half, so you might as well go ahead and burn through them right now. Isabella's first catch of the game. Isaiah was open pretty big there, but they go for the check down instead. Got to give Kyler Murray props, though. He's thrown a lot so far today, and oh, he's not throwing a lot on that one as he gets sacked big time. So the first half winding down. They don't want to try anything too crazy. 10 seconds left. Like a halfback screen coming up. Isaiah is going to catch that one. He's going to find his way through a couple of defenders, but they bring him down. Carolina calls a timeout and going into halftime tied up. So we end up going into halftime. It was tied up, and then Carolina gets the ball to start the half, and as you can tell, our offense is starting to click a little bit. They get themselves 7 points, and well, now there's a little bit of a burden on our offense. Because to be honest, you can't be mad at the defense. They held Carolina to 7 points in the first half, and it's on us to put up more points to make them pay. And look at this. Isaiah's finally breaking through a little bit. He was an inch away from going all the way and just gets stopped. You can start to feel it, though. He's getting his footing. He's understanding how quickly or not quickly some offensive linemen move. And I think just so comfortably, Isaiah's going to be there just soon enough. 2nd and 4, Kyler Murray's there. Nice little out route here to Christian Kirk. Perfect execution on that play. While Kyler Murray does have 15 completions, he only has about 100 or so yards, so he's not throwing for really anything deep downfield, but he is still making plays happen. That run was big for Isaiah, a confidence booster because now he has over 100 yards on the afternoon. Third quarter's halfway through. Isaiah's looking to get some blocks here. Again, he's run into his own man about 4 or 5 times today. This is unacceptable. And maybe it's just a little bit of the offseason rust hanging on or lingering around, but cannot accept that past game 1, Isaiah. Got some room. He jukes the guy out. He is brought down, but again, small gains, enough for a first. 7 receptions on the day so far for him. Got to pick up more yards on the ground here. Isaiah's going to go through. Nice spin. Goes for the juke. Gets caught up halfway through, and it's another solid game, but no big ones. Arizona's trying their best to get down and have a solid drive here. Kyler Murray's going to switch sides here to the left-hand side for the stretch. Look promising. So far, so good. The juke looks great. Isaiah with the juke, the spin move, and he's inside the red zone. And when he's running like this, you have to go ahead and keep giving him the ball. Minutes left here in the third quarter. Arizona goes to hand it right back off to him. Again, Isaiah stuck on his own offensive lineman, and he loses a yard. After losing a yard, 2nd and 11. Possibly the longest drive that Arizona's had all game long. And a dot here is thrown and then coughed up. Got to give props to Carolina. They have controlled this offense so far, which is one of the most hyped in the offseason. Looking pretty pedestrian right now. Kyler Murray is going to decide to run. He's going to fumble it, which makes matters worse. And all of a sudden, Carolina has the ball back in a really good spot after Tyler coughed it up. Not a good look for the young quarterback. Isaiah's first game is starting to look a little troublesome right now. Start of the fourth quarter, we're down 14 points. Got to get some points on the board quick, take a little bit of that pressure off from the defense. And Isaiah says, hold on, I got an opportunity here. He's trying to go 75 yards to the house after one play. But who is this man, number 26, who nearly caught him? It doesn't matter. The best running back in the league. And don't you forget it. And while Isaiah may have went 75 yards to the house to get it within one score, the defense let him down a little bit there. See Isaiah moving around. Probably shouldn't have juked there, but he picks up 4. Not a lot of time left. Arizona has to pretty much go to the air exclusively now. Isaiah's going to catch one. Smart play, and he gets out of bounds because he knows that he's got to stop the clock a little bit. It might have also been the craziest route we've seen Isaiah run, but look, if it works, and it definitely worked there. They're checked down here by Kyler. Isaiah with the plays. You've got to be kidding me. Isaiah with the juke, the spin move. We are seeing advanced level moves out here. That unbelievable move there gives him over 100 yards receiving on the afternoon and go along with 100 yards rushing on the day. Pass across the middle. Christian Kirk picks up 3 quick yards. Arizona here in 2nd and 4. The guy moving in motion, Kyler Murray's going to bring it back over. Kyler's going to finally see some room, and he runs his best run of the day. And yes, that run was only 4 yards, but considering how poorly he's run so far today, we'll take that every single time. Kyler ran into Brian Burns' chest. It's definitely possible. This is why Kyler Murray is only an 82 overall so far in his career, because this is less than ideal. Going back to a halfback screen, they have worked incredibly well, so they're going to try to use it again. Isaiah's got a couple guys to beat here. He's going to try to dive into the end zone, and he is going to get in. Just like that, he's brought his team extra point going in, assuming back in 7 points. When his defense do their job, that's what we're about to find out. The unfortunate news is the defense cannot keep up their end of the bargain. Isaiah and the Cardinals in their first game playing together is not a match made in heaven. They'll see what they can do. Brian Burns takes the player of the game, but a lot of work to be done in practice this upcoming week for the Arizona Cardinals. Recapping the stats, Cam Newton in his 11th season just absolutely dominates our defense. 16 for 20, 201 yards and 2 touchdowns, not a single turnover. He was efficient, he was electric, and did what he had to do. Tyler didn't play bad. 20 of 22 touchdowns. He got sacked a couple of times. He made some really dumb run plays, but there's promise there. We just got to figure out how to work with him the best way. On the ground, Isaiah dominated as ever. 23 attempts, 200 yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. Would have loved to see him get in the end zone more, but we'll take it for what it's worth. McCaffrey balls out today as well. 21 for 108. Didn't have a touchdown, but he did get injured, which means he would have had a lot more yards if they're not happy. Cam had a couple. Jordan Scarlett had a couple. Kyler, we saw what happened. Isaiah was the leading receiver today for both teams. 10 catches, 129 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Kirk 6 for 28 in the touchdown. DJ Moore had a couple. Sean Slade had a couple. Curtis Samuel had a couple. but not a lot to love outside of that for either team. Isaiah's first game with the Arizona Cardinals didn't exactly go the way that he wanted it to. When you look at how it ended, it was with the loss, even though he had a great individual performance. Time with Baltimore, his last season there particularly, 14-2. He won the Super Bowl. They were on the top of the world. Did he make a major mistake by leaving the comfort of Baltimore in all their winning ways and going to a brand new team to try to make sure that he was the guy? At this point, it's looking like it might be trending that way, but it's still early. There's plenty of time. Can him and Kyler get on the same page? Find out in the next episode.